Have you ever found yourself struggling to focus, drifting aimlessly between tasks without making real progress? In a world full of distractions, social media, endless notifications, and constant stress, it can feel impossible to maintain discipline and clarity. Yet monks, who often live simply and follow Buddha's ancient teachings, seem to radiate a calm, laser-focused presence. How do they do it? This exploration reveals the time-tested secrets monks use to sharpen their minds, nurture self-control, and stay dedicated to their purpose. If you're ready to break free from mental clutter and cultivate unshakable focus, you've come to the right place. The meaning of discipline. In Buddhism. Discipline in Buddhism is about more than just following rules or waking up at sunrise. It's a practice of sila, or moral conduct, designed to cultivate inner stability. Buddha taught that an undisciplined mind is easily swayed by desires, fears, and fleeting whims. This instability leads to suffering, not just for the individual but for those around them. In a monastic setting, discipline includes waking early for meditation, keeping vows of simplicity, and adhering to ethical guidelines. But these rules aren't arbitrary constraints. They serve as guardrails, preventing the mind from wandering too far into distraction or self-indulgence. By curbing reactive impulses, monks create an environment where focus and mindfulness can truly flourish. Think of it like a garden. You set boundaries and pull out weeds not to limit growth, but to allow the healthiest plants to thrive. Each small act of discipline, like refraining from gossip or performing morning chores diligently, becomes a stepping stone toward greater mental clarity. For those of us living busy modern lives, adopting a monk's discipline might seem daunting. Yet the underlying principle is accessible to everyone. By consistently directing your mind toward worthwhile pursuits and gently restricting unproductive habits, you set the stage for sustainable focus. It's not about living in a cave. It's about creating conditions that strengthen your resolve and elevate your daily experience. Rise early, setting the tone for the day. One hallmark of monastic life is an early wake-up time, sometimes well before dawn. On the surface, it might look like a grueling routine, but monks regard this quiet morning period as sacred, a blank canvas for the mind before the day's noise seeps in. Buddha himself is said to have used the early hours for meditation and reflection, taking advantage of the stillness to ground his thoughts in the present. Why does this matter? Because the first moments of your day often set the emotional and mental tone for everything that follows. By rising early, monks can devote quality time to mindful activities without distraction, chanting, meditating, or simply observing their breath. They're not just jumping into tasks. They're preparing the mind to handle tasks more skillfully. If you wake up and immediately scroll through your phone, you feed your brain a chaotic buffet of notifications. Compare that with spending a few minutes in silence or gentle movement, letting clarity pave the way for purposeful action. Adopting an earlier start time, even by 15 or 30 minutes, can offer a glimpse into why monks value this practice so highly. In that quiet pocket of the day, your mind is fresh, your willpower is strong, and your environment is mostly free from intrusion. This ease of focus forms the foundation of a disciplined, productive mindset. Mindfulness as the backbone of focus. While discipline involves structure and routine, the true power behind monk-like focus lies in mindfulness, the art of paying full attention to the present moment. Buddha repeatedly emphasized that mindfulness anchors the mind against the currents of distractions and cravings. Rather than sprinting through tasks on autopilot, monks approach each activity, whether it's sweeping a temple floor or sipping tea, with full presence. This meticulous attention prevents the mind from darting toward the next thing. By immersing themselves in the now, monks reduce the mental clutter that usually leads to stress or half-hearted work. For instance, if you're reading a book but constantly checking your phone, you never truly absorb the text. Mindful reading, on the other hand, lets each sentence sink in, leading to better comprehension and retention. In modern life, You can apply this by designating blocks of time where you commit to a single task. No multitasking, no background social media. If your thoughts wander, gently guide them back. This approach isn't about perfection, it's about practice. Over time, your mind learns the habit of sustained attention, making it easier to stay focused for longer periods. Think of mindfulness as the quiet fuel that allows discipline to run smoothly, ensuring you remain steadfast in both thought and action. Simplifying the environment. Monks famously own few possessions, and it's not just for aesthetic show. They understand that excessive clutter, physical or mental, drains energy and scatters focus. The Buddha observed how attachment to objects or endless options leads to restlessness. By limiting possessions and choices, monks free their minds from the burden of constant decision-making. In your own world, consider the environment where you spend most of your time. Is it overflowing with papers, gadgets, and visual distractions? A cluttered desk or a room piled with belongings can make it much harder to concentrate. Each item competes for your attention, even if only subconsciously. One of the simplest ways to harness monk-like discipline is to declutter your immediate surroundings. Clear your desk of everything except the essential tools for your current task. Organize frequently used items in drawers or cabinets out of direct sight. Beyond the physical, digital clutter also eats away at focus. Count how many apps and notifications you deal with daily. By uninstalling unneeded software or muting excessive alerts, you mirror the monastic principle of owning fewer distractions. The mental load lifts, and with fewer temptations pulling at your attention, discipline naturally strengthens. Simplifying isn't about denying yourself comforts. It's about curating your space so your mind can engage deeply with what truly matters. Embracing routine and ritual. Monastic life is steeped in routine. Set times for waking, meditating, chanting, eating, and resting. While such structure may seem restrictive to outsiders, monks find that routines form a dependable container in which focus can thrive. By knowing exactly when they'll meditate or perform certain duties, they conserve mental energy otherwise spent planning or deciding. This frees their minds to dive deeper into each moment. Rituals like chanting or prostrations serve a similar purpose. They're not random ceremonies, but deliberate actions that ground the practitioner in the present and remind them of their commitment. In a sense, rituals are like a daily check-in with one's highest intentions. Over time, these small, repeated acts build discipline at a subconscious level, making it less likely that fleeting impulses will derail a monk's day. For those in modern settings, adopting a modest but consistent routine can yield surprising benefits. For example, choose a regular meditation time or a weekly ritual like reviewing your goals each Sunday. You might also set aside a short wind-down period each night. No screens, just quiet reflection. These mini rituals weave discipline into daily life, ensuring that even when motivation wavers, habits carry you forward. Buddha's teachings suggest that when the mind is supported by routine, it becomes less chaotic, more centered, and ultimately more effective in all endeavors. Training through service and selfless. Action. Another pillar of monastic discipline is service, contributing efforts for the benefit of the community. Whether it's cleaning the temple, helping prepare meals, or tending to the sick, monks see these tasks as opportunities for practice rather than obligations. Buddha emphasized the virtue of generosity, dana, and selfless action, seeing them as ways to curb the ego and focus on shared well-being. When you perform actions purely for your own gain, it's easy to lose interest once the novelty wears off. But when you serve a purpose larger than yourself, discipline gains stronger roots. You're not just acting for personal satisfaction, you're upholding a commitment to something meaningful. In a monastery, this might mean continuing to sweep even when tired, because cleanliness benefits everyone. Outside the monastery, consider volunteering, mentoring, or simply helping a neighbor in need. Service reminds you why discipline matters in the first place. By dedicating a portion of your week to selfless acts, you align with the monk's spirit of compassion. This alignment naturally boosts motivation, making it easier to stay focused on daily tasks. After all, discipline feels more sustainable when it's tied to values like kindness and community, rather than just personal achievement. This is where Buddha's insight shines. Focus deepens when the heart is involved. Meditation, the anchor of discipline. Meditation lies at the heart of monk discipline, offering a structured way to observe and steady the mind. Buddha's own journey revolved around deep meditation sessions, culminating in his enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. For monks, daily meditation sessions are non-negotiable, a time to cultivate mindfulness, examine mental patterns, and practice detachment from fleeting thoughts. At first glance, meditation can appear passive, just sitting quietly doing nothing. Yet this stillness is profoundly active. Monks engage in watching their breath, scanning their bodies for tension, or repeating calming mantras. Each breath becomes an exercise in focus, each distraction a chance to strengthen mental resolve. Over weeks and months, this consistent training rewires the brain, making concentration more effortless and reducing the mental chatter that saps productivity. In a contemporary setting, even 5 minutes of meditation at the start or end of your day can anchor you. The key is consistency. As with any discipline, the brain learns through repeated effort. If you've ever started and then abandoned meditation, consider approaching it like a monk. The goal isn't instant peace, but gradual mastery of your own mind. Over time, the discipline of meditation spills into the rest of your life, helping you remain calm under pressure and unwavering in your commitments. Overcoming obstacles, what Buddha taught. Buddha never claimed the path to discipline and enlightenment was easy. In fact, he openly acknowledged obstacles like laziness, doubt, and restlessness, known in Buddhism as hindrances. Monks face these challenges too. They're not immune to feeling unmotivated or questioning their path. What sets them apart is how they respond to these mental hurdles. When doubt arises, like wondering if all this effort is worthwhile, Buddha's advice is to investigate the doubt. Reflect on why it's there and whether it's rooted in fear or misunderstanding. If restlessness threatens to break concentration, monks use mindfulness to observe the agitation without judgment, letting it settle naturally. For laziness or procrastination, a monk might remind themselves of their vows or the suffering they originally sought to transcend. Each obstacle becomes a teaching moment, revealing the mind's tendencies and offering a chance to realign with the chosen discipline. You can apply these strategies by naming your own obstacles. Feeling lazy? Ask yourself if you're truly tired or avoiding discomfort. Overwhelmed? Break tasks down into smaller, manageable steps. The point is to treat hindrances not as failures, but as prompts for introspection and course correction. In doing so, you practice the same resilience that keeps monks steadfast in their routines. Bringing monk discipline into your everyday life. Monastic discipline might seem worlds away from deadlines, car commutes, and busy social calendars. But the underlying principles, mindfulness, structured routines, embracing service, and meditation, apply to anyone willing to cultivate focus and clarity. Remember, monks aren't disciplined by nature. They become disciplined through consistent choices that shape their environment and mindset. Buddha's insights guide this process, offering a roadmap to calm and purposeful living. Start small. Wake up a bit earlier. Simplify your workspace. Block out uninterrupted time for a crucial project. Experiment with short mindfulness or meditation sessions, and find a way to serve others that resonates with your life. Each decision in favor of discipline, however modest, is a step toward the steady composure monks exemplify. As Buddha taught, real transformation happens from within. You don't need a robe or monastery to develop unshakable discipline, just the willingness to practice, reflect, and adjust. Over time, the chaos of constant distractions will subside, replaced by the quiet confidence that you can direct your energy wisely. The secrets of monk discipline aren't secrets at all. They're invitations to live more consciously, reminding us that focus is as much an inner art as it is an external skill. Monks show us that discipline isn't about rigid perfection. It's about creating a life guided by mindful choices. By integrating simple habits like rising early, decluttering your environment, embracing service, and meditating regularly, you can break free from distraction and cultivate enduring focus. Ready to try one or two practices that stood out to you? Let us know in the comments how you plan to weave these monk-inspired disciplines into your day. And if you'd like more insights on living with greater clarity and purpose, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Monk Mindset. May you find the calm strength that comes from self-mastery.